Hey all, it's Natalie for Cherry on Tops from Delightfully Crafty, and I am today using a 6x8 paper pack to participate in Technique Tuesday for the month. We are focused on different ways to use these lovely pads, and so I am going to cut out the patterns with different dies. So I've pulled out some of my favorite dies. I'm documenting a birthday party we threw for my mother-in-law with a similar theme to the Flower Child collection by Jen Hadfield. And when you are going to run your different patterns through a die cut machine, I use a Sizzix Big Shot. I suggest picking dies that are open. So I switched my paper from a bright white to this orange foundation paper from 49 & Market. But anyway, so some of my flowers are intricately cut, but most of them you can visualize the pattern very well. You can see they're kind of whole dies, I guess is the word that I would choose to call them. And there are a few different sets of dies, some Momenta flowers, some Catherine Pooler flowers. Now I am using my Cricut machine to cut out a title. I just downloaded a free font online that kind of matched the theme of the retro vibe that we have going on here. So I'm just using it to cut out the title that is going to say Happy 60th Birthday. And you can see right there, I cut it out of white cardstock, and I'm going to do some ink blending on that to match the other papers. I have a pretty new mat, so I was being very careful because it was really sticky. And I couldn't find my little tool, but you can also use an X-Acto knife to gently pull up the edges on a newly sticky mat. So now I'm going to do a little bit of background work before I start applying my 6x8 die cuts. So I've pulled out this Through the Prism stamp by Catherine Pooler, and I'm using the white alabaster pigment ink from British Monroe, which is a fairly new company. They've started carrying it at Cherry on Top, and I absolutely love them. So I'm just going to gently press this onto the background in kind of an L design, and it will just give a nice kind of muted or faded subtle pattern on the background to give a little bit of interest, and then we'll also add a little bit of white ink blending around the edges to soften up any harsh lines. And that is my Waffle Flower Crafts ink blending brush. I have the full rainbow set, which I really love, not having to fully clean out all of the brushes every time that I use them. So I'm also using that same ink to create a little bit of splatter, and it gave some splatter. It still kind of faded into the paper a little bit, but I know that everyone is always on the lookout for a great white splatter, and you definitely can still see the splatters after it's over. They're just a little faded. So now I'm using that Cricut title I cut and doing some ink blending with those same waffle flower brushes. I'll zoom out in a second. There we go. Worn lipstick and fossilized amber, and then they meet in the middle and create a little bit of an orangey color. I'm very, very right-handed, so I was trying to kind of work on the other side, and then I just say, whatever, turn it around. But I knew that I was going to put my title and say Happy 60th on the top line and then birthday underneath. So what you'll see me do is decide to do the opposite treatment on the word birthday. So I'll put the yellow at the bottom and the pink in the middle. And then once all the words are put together on the layout, it'll look as though it's just one ombre effect where it's like yellow to orange to pink and then back to orange and then back to yellow again. Hopefully that makes sense. You'll see what I mean here in a moment when we add them back on the page. But today's focus is on the paper pad. So I would like to go back to talking about the die cuts. So you can get this concept or this look with any type of die cut. So I could have chosen circles, I could have chosen rectangles, I could have chosen stars, any type of die cut that you have, maybe a few different variations. Leaves, I have a lot of leaves, fall leaves or some type of foliage. That would have been really great as well to just use a bunch of different patterns on the page with a very nice whole designed die that can show you the pattern of the papers. And then of course I did use some of those more intricate ones, and you can still see maybe the colors and the vibes of the papers, but you don't see that that's actually a flower printed paper. So I'm just kind of making sure this is the design I'm going to go with. putting the florals in an L shape all around the photo and the title. So I decided, yes, that's exactly what I want to go for. So let's go ahead and commit to sticking down the base products and then embellish with those florals. So I'm going to use my ATG gun to stick down my photo and then my Nuvo adhesive to put the title down. I do like to ensure that all of my elements are kind of touching a little bit or overlapping because I feel like that brings nice cohesion to the page. So you see what I mean about the title, how it kind of brings the colors all together. I was really happy with how that turned out. And I thought about doing like my white gel pen to maybe give it a little bit of accent, but I decided to not because I felt like it went with the florals really well. And there was enough white background on some of the florals that I didn't need additional. Plus I had added that onto the base paper as well. So now I'm just using my new adhesive and I'm applying the glue to basically the middles of the flowers. I like to leave the ends of the flowers not quite stuck down so I can go in and floof them up and give them a little bit of dimension to the page. So, but that Nuvo adhesive is so strong that don't worry, because just a little bit in the middle will allow them to stay stuck to the page plenty. And I'm loving all the mix and match for the patterns, the florals with the stripes, and the vibe is perfect for the themed party that we threw. The Flower Child collection is super cute and very on trend right now. So I did want to use one of those rainbow dies that I also had out. And so I pulled out this glitter paper pack, which is another 6x6 paper pack that I use all the time. This one's from Memory Box. And I decided to use the pink glitter paper as the outline for the rainbow. And so I'm going to stick it down to the base and then I'm going to fill in the bows with the colors from the Flower Child collection. So it will kind of tone down the brightness of the rainbow and make it kind of go cohesively with the rest of the page. Then I kind of thought that the pink glitter was a little bit outstanding on its own. So I decided to just add a few rips and tears around the border in a couple of places to add little peaks of glitter sticking out. And then that repeats the element of the glitter on the page in a few places and allows for a nice cohesive look. I need to come up with a new vocabulary word besides cohesive and cohesion. I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. You can see all the detail shots on the blog and you can find it in the gallery as well. And yeah, you can find me over on my channel on YouTube with Delightfully Crafty. Hopefully I will be able to finish up a pocket page that I have planned to go along with this one by Tuesday as well. If not, stay tuned, come back and look. It'll be up sometime soon. I did decide to pop up that rainbow on some foam tape. That's cherry foam tape. And I think we're about to call it a layout. Nope, sorry, one more thing. We're going to add jewels. These are the flat back gems from Pink Fresh Studio. And so I picked out 2 pinks and a yellow. No, actually the orange color worked well. There was a yellow, but it was brighter than the yellow in this collection. So I decided to go with the orangey. It's almost a lighter orange though, like a peachy orange. So I'm just going to sprinkle those nicely around the page to add a little bit of extra sparkle because every lady needs some sparkle on her birthday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the blog. The links will be down below. You can see all the products from the store that I've used. And then make sure to head over to Delightfully Crafty on YouTube and check me out as well. Thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.